Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. There is some news coming out of the Office of Inspector General, the OIG, for the VA regarding, well, VR&E. There's my rooster Stan in the background for those that don't know. He chimes in. So, the Office of the Inspector General had uncovered some information. Now, look, I'm all about VR&E. I think it's a great program, and it does work for the most part in the event that you're able to actually get in. There's gatekeepers, right? The counselors are basically gods in this world and can either allow you in or go, I don't really like you or your story, and so we're not really going to move forward. That's a whole other story. In any case, I want to share this specific story with you regarding VR&E from the OIG, see if there's any little nuggets that we can pick out, things that we could look for, things that we could potentially see as future changes. Stan is on one in the background, so there's that. All right, so Stan's the rooster, right? So let's move on. All right, the headline, Veterans Readiness and Employment Staff, go figure, improperly sent participants to veteran employment through technology education courses. Veterans Readiness and Employment Staff improperly sent participants to veteran employment through technology education courses. So let's figure this out. I'm curious to see where the OIG goes with this, and if there's any little information that we could pull out of it for our own awareness. So this just came out. Man, Stan is on one. Oh, all right. So, go Team Stan. All right, so it is March 28th, 2024 is when this came out, and I'm sharing it with you here today. The Veterans Readiness and Employment Services, Stan, I'm telling you. All right, the Veterans Readiness and Employment Services, or Service, and Veterans Employment Through Technology Education Courses, VET Tech, programs support veterans seeking education or training for employment. VR&E focuses on disabilities that directly impact employment, and participants must attend GI Bill approved programs or obtain a waiver. VET Tech was created for veterans pursuing high technology training. VET Tech programs must meet less stringent approval requirements, are not approved for the use under the GI Bill, and require a waiver from the executive director for VR&E participants to use them. The VA Office of Inspector General, OIG, conducted this review to assess the allegation that a VET Tech training provider was knowingly enrolling VR&E participants with improper authorizations. The allegation also stated that some VR&E counselors have worked with the training provider while others have not. And this is my problem with VR&E, is that it is very subjective depending on the counselor that you're talking to. Proof in point would be my case, which is I applied once, denied, applied twice, denied, applied a third time, and actually got approved for VR&E. So it shouldn't be that way. It should be like Starbucks, right? You ask for whatever drink you want, it's exactly the same at every single place. There should not be, well, the way I like to make them is this way. It shouldn't be like that. It should be a very clean-cut program, but I think that the counselors have way too much power, in my opinion. All right, moving on. Upon review, the OIG substantiated the allegation that VR&E staff improperly authorized 31 participants to attend courses offered by VET Tech training provider mentioned by the complainant. The team also identified 11 additional VR&E participants attending courses at 8 other VET Tech training providers that VR&E staff improperly authorized. Because 33 of 42 VR&E participants were improperly enrolled to attend VET Tech courses, the OIG considered the $387,000 spent on those courses between April 1st, 2019 and December 31st, 2022 as improper payments. The improper authorizations occurred because VR&E staff were not adequately informed about vet tech and were generally unaware the program could not be used by VR&E participants. Go figure. Again, right? It's unbelievable to me the amount of unknowing, for lack of a better way of putting it, of staff, right? You have so many different dovetails into each piece of the VA that you need to understand what dovetails come into your wheelhouse and how you can bridge those gaps appropriately. But, here we are. All right, so moving on, VR&E controls also did not prevent participants from being authorized for and enrolled in unapproved courses. Go figure. The OIG made the following 2 recommendations to the Undersecretary for Benefits, and here they are. Develop and implement policies and system controls to verify programs approved meet requirements. That's the first one. The second one here is, I guess you don't need to throw the and in there. The second one is provide training for all appropriate VR&E regional office staff. And now here's the sad part. Wouldn't you think as an organization you would have already done those 2 things and that would be part of the whole process? Well, guess what? It's not, apparently, so here we are. Now, all of that to say, they screwed up, cost $400,000, and really quite honestly, improper payments is what they're calling it, nearly $400,000. But I want to just throw in there, VR&E, if used appropriately, is a great program in which you can obtain oftentimes additional education. There's all kinds of different educational aspects out there. You can do full school if that's what they want to dive into. Another option is shorter courses that are approved by the VA. And I will tell you that one of them is the Automotive Institute. The Automotive Dealer Institute. And what they do, for example, is a 4-week course that's paid through VR&E or your GI Bill. And they get you all spun up and ready to go to be a finance manager at one of these, an auto dealership, motorcycles, tractors, off-roading, UTVs, that type of stuff, whatever. And so now you have that job. You're not going all the way through for a degree, right? Through a college. Maybe that's not your wheelhouse, right? Maybe you're more in line with something like this. So the varying degrees of what you can do differs dramatically. So, for example, again, you could go through and get your degree, a bachelor's or a master's, through VR&E, if approved to go through the program. And after you're done, you have your degree, and great, and you move on and become a whatever you want to be. And then on the other flip side, kind of the contrast to that is VR&E can put you through a 4-week course, get you all ramped up. That organization, the Automotive Dealership Institute, would put you through to employment opportunities, help bridge the gap with dealerships nationwide. And next thing you know, you're landing a $150,000 a year finance manager job. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. But I am absolutely an advocate for VR&E. Does it need improvement? Yes. Yes, it does. I think that it's too cumbersome of a process to get enrolled. And then even after enrollment, they're not super good with some of the promises that they deliver. But getting your education, your school paid for, whether it's a traditional school or one of these shorter type programs that get you all ramped up and get your certifications or diplomas in whatever educational field that you're trying to get into, is a great thing, right? If you do it and you get it paid for by the VA, it's a great thing. So don't let this one OIG report shy you away. Believe me, there's OIG reports on all kinds of issues. So keep your eyes open. I'll keep my eyes open on different things from the OIG, usually just to kind of dig in and see if there's anything that we can pull out of it for our own awareness. With that, we'll go ahead and end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.